What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Paul Walker from the G8 Spoilers YouTube channel. It's Tuesday. It's raining here in New York and my brain is absolutely buzzing. Today, I think we're taking a little detour from Port Charles doom and gloom to talk about Maurice Bernard, Anna Demergis, Juliana Rancic, and puppies. Yeah, you heard me. Let's get into it. Okay, so I've been thinking about this and my brain is just kind of spinning in circles tonight. I am sitting here staring at my screen, scrolling through social media, and I see this picture. It's Maurice Bernard, right? Sonny Corinthos himself, the mob boss of Port Charles. And he is standing there with Juliana Rancic and Anna Demergis at a function for the Puppy Coalition. And I had to stop and stare at it for a minute because my brain, which is entirely too invested in General Hospital, is trying to reconcile the man who literally just held his own brother Rick Lansing at gunpoint in an art gallery with a guy who is spending his Wednesday advocating for rescue dogs. And here's what's bugging me, or not bugging me, but just making me overthink everything about how we perceive actors versus their characters. We watch Maurice play Sonny, and Sonny is so intense, like dark, brooding, dangerous, territorial. I mean, just look at what he's been doing lately with Rick and Ava Jerome. He had Ethan Lovett drag Ava out to a SUV so she could squirm, while he threatened Rick with a literal gun over a piece of art. And then you log on to Instagram and Maurice is tagging "Embrace Forgotten Paws" and talking about rescuing puppies. It's weird, like really weird. The whole thing is just weird, but also kind of amazing. Actually, no. First, I should mention the foundation itself because it's actually a really big deal and I went down a massive rabbit hole researching this instead of sleeping. Embrace Forgotten Paws was founded by Paula Bernard, Maurice's wife. Their whole slogan is, "Because every dog deserves a forever," which, by the way, is just incredibly sweet. And it got me thinking about Maurice and Paula's real life. If you follow him, you know, their house is basically a zoo, a really happy, chaotic zoo. They live in this ranch-style home that is just packed full of animals, sweet creatures everywhere. Wait, what was I saying? Oh, right, Buddy the Goat. I cannot talk about Maurice Bernard's real life without talking about Buddy the Goat. Buddy is like a family favorite, a legend in the Bernard household. And there was this one time, I think it was a few years ago, or maybe last Christmas, somewhere around there where Maurice went out Christmas shopping and just came home with a cute rescue puppy. He literally went out for, I don't know, wrapping paper or something and came back with a dog. He was joking on social media at the time that he hoped his wife wouldn't be too angry with him. But obviously it wouldn't be because they both love animals so much. It's their whole vibe. But then again, that doesn't explain why it's so hard for my brain to process this. I mean, I know actors aren't their characters. I'm not crazy. But when you play a character for decades, the lines blur for the audience. I am watching Sonny Corinthos have these secret, incredibly tense, hyper-public romantic meals with ADA Justine Turner at the Metro Court Gardens, where Justine is confessing, "I didn't do it for Rick, I did it for you," and Sonny's looking at her with those dark, intense mobster eyes. And then I blink and the actor is posing with Juliana Rancic for the Puppy Coalition, helping rescue animals across multiple shelters. The whiplash is real, guys. I am experiencing actual emotional whiplash. Okay, wait, let me back up. Let's talk about Anna Demergis for a second because she was also at this event and her connection to Maurice is fascinating. If you don't know, apart from his State of Mind podcast, which is brilliant, by the way, and we'll get into that in a second, Maurice and Anna host a show together on YouTube called The Maurice and Anna Show. They announced a second season almost a year ago, I think. Yeah, it's been nearly a year. They mainly talk about real life stories, relationships, the kind of deep human stuff that you don't always get to explore when you're reading soap scripts. And the way they met is so random and perfect. They literally became fast friends back in the day when Maurice and Paula moved into the same apartment building as Anna. What are the odds? You move into a building and your neighbor is Sonny Corinthos, and then you end up hosting a talk show together and rescuing dogs. It's like a sitcom plot. Probably doesn't matter, but I noticed that their dynamic on the show is so relaxed, which is such a stark contrast to the constant betrayal and backstabbing on General Hospital. Speaking of backstabbing, let me just go on a quick tangent here, because I cannot stop thinking about the absolute mess happening in Port Charles right now. Nina Reeves literally just grabbed the wrong syringe, lunged at Valentine Cassidy, and accidentally stabbed Jack Brennan with Drew Kane's paralytic medicine. Brennan is now paralyzed on the floor of Willow's living room. Drew is in the back room wiggling his fingers because his meds are wearing off. Jen Sidwell is threatening Willow that Drew has to stay paralyzed or end up dead. Cassius has Jocelyn locked in a catacomb under Windermere. Curtis is screaming at Isaiah Gannon in the middle of the Metro Court because Isaiah touched Portia's pregnant stomach. It is chaos. Pure, unadulterated, violent chaos. Anyway, the point is... Wait, what was the point? Oh, the contrast. Right. The contrast between the show's dark energy and the actor's light energy. You have all this heavy, life or death, kidnapping, paralyzing, mob-threatening drama on screen. And then off screen, the lead actor is just like, hey guys, look at this puppy. Let's find him a forever home. It genuinely makes me wonder how Maurice decompresses. Does he just walk off the set after filming a scene where he threatens to destroy Rick Lansing's life? Drive home to his ranch and go pet Buddy the goat to reset his nervous system? Honestly, that's probably exactly what he does. And it makes so much sense. I mean, not exactly, but kind of. Psychology's weird. I think doing the State of Mind podcast and the Maurice and Anna show is his way of grounding himself. He talks so about mental health, about anxiety, about real life struggles. And animals are a huge part of mental health therapy. Like basically dogs fix everything. Or maybe not everything, but a lot. Being around rescue animals, giving them a second chance, it has to be so healing. Especially when your day job requires you to tap into the darkest parts of the human psyche. And the fans get it. The fans absolutely love this stuff. I was reading through the comment section on the post about the Puppy Coalition event. And people were just losing their minds with positivity. One fan wrote, "Look at you, looking good while supporting good causes." Another chunk of the comments was just people shouting yes in all caps or posting rows and rows of red hearts. ABC Daytime fans are so loyal and they seem genuinely thrilled to see Maurice and Anna using their platform for something so wholesome. It's funny because fans are usually so caught up in the character drama. Like, half the comments on a normal day are people yelling about how Willow is making terrible choices, or how Carly needs to stop stonewalling Ross Cullum at her front door, or how Dante is right to be furious at Lulu for hiding Rocco's secret about shooting Cullum. We get so invested in the fiction, but the second Maurice posts about a rescue dog, everyone just drops the Port Charles drama and unites. It's like, yeah, Sonny might be a mobster who kidnaps people, but Maurice is an angel who saves puppies, so we stan. Okay, I know I just said the opposite earlier about how hard it is to separate the actor from the character, but hear me out. Maybe the reason Sonny Corinthos has remained such a beloved character for decades, despite doing some truly horrific things, is because Maurice's inherent empathy bleeds through the screen. Like, you can't fake that kind of soul. Even when Sonny is being ruthless, there's this underlying vulnerability that Maurice brings to the role. And I bet that vulnerability comes from the same place in his heart that makes him want to rescue Forgotten Paws. Or maybe not, I don't know. I'm literally just spitballing here at 2 a.m. But it makes sense in my head. I think about the scenes he's having right now with Justine Turner. Justine is this ADA. She's supposed to be on the opposite side of the law, but she's risking everything for him. She tells him she did it to protect his happiness. And Sonny, instead of being paranoid, well, okay, he was paranoid about Rick, but once he realized the truth about the art gift for Elizabeth, he softened. That softness, that's the Maurice Bernard coming through. That's the guy who goes Christmas shopping and comes home with a puppy. I think it was episode, I don't even know, recently, where Sonny and Rick actually shared a laugh after Ethan dragged Ava out. Rick suggested letting Ava squirm a little longer, and Sonny chuckled. It was a brotherly moment. A human moment. And it's those moments that keep the show grounded. If it was just 100% darkness, 100% of the time we'd all burn out. We need the light. Just like Maurice needs his ranch and his animals to balance out the heavy scripts. Let me just backtrack for a second to Juliana Rancic being there. That is such a random but cool crossover. You've got daytime royalty, a major entertainment news personality, and a podcast host producer all teaming up for dogs. It just shows how far-reaching this cause is. Rescue animals don't care if you're a mob boss on TV or a red carpet host. They just want a forever home. And the fact that Paula Bernard founded Embrace Forgotten Paws just adds this beautiful layer of family dedication to the whole thing. It's not just a PR stunt. It's their actual lifestyle. I keep looking at the photos from the event. Maurice looks so genuinely happy. Not acting happy, but deeply, soulfully content. And it makes me think about how stressful the soap industry must be right now. Ratings, network decisions, the constant grind of memorizing pages and pages of dialogue every single day. Having an outlet like the Maurice and Anna show, where he can just sit down with his friend from his old apartment building and talk about real life, must be a lifesaver. No scripts, no lighting, Mark's just two friends talking. And they've met some really interesting celebrities through it too. The fans who follow them get this behind the scenes look at the industry that is so rare. It's authentic. And I think authenticity is what people are craving right now. That's why the comments were flooded with red hearts. We are so tired of the manufactured drama in the real world that seeing genuine goodness, like raising money for the Puppy Coalition, just hits different. So, what are my thoughts on Maurice Bernard and his friends supporting animals who need homes? I think it's brilliant. I think it's necessary. I think it deserves all the recognition in the world. And I think I need to stop overanalyzing the psychological connection between Sonny Corinthos and Buddy the Goat before my brain actually short circuits. But seriously, do you guys agree that it's something very special? Because I feel like we don't talk enough about the good things actors do off screen. We get so caught up in whether or not Harrison Chase is going to cheat on Brooklyn with Willow because of Michael's manipulative trap, or whether Britt Westbourne is going to just disappear and let her Huntington's progress because she's so overwhelmed by the Ross Cullum situation. We worry about these fictional people so much we forget to celebrate the real people playing them. Anyway, I'm going to try to go to sleep now, even though I know I'm just going to lay in bed thinking about whether Valentin is going to successfully hide a paralyzed Jack Brennan in Carly's attic. But at least I'll also be thinking about puppies. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Am I overthinking this? Probably. But that's what I do. See you in the next one.